parade, just settle the dust.
And I can't, even if I go to one of those other, like a East Texas or,
Well, they don't offer them all for this product. They just come around every so often.
see, Nancy did a cool deal. She called and got
It is 10:20, and we will resume this meeting with Wichita County Commissioners Court after a brief recess due to a fire alarm. Okay. Lillian, item D, question number 6. I was curious what that requires us, and are we, this is one about maintain a minimum level of preparedness of personnel, protective equipment, and decontamination capability as outlined in the most current OSHA best practices for hospital-based receivers of victims. Is that talking about our hospital? That's not talking about Wichita County as an entity.
Yes, sir. I believe they're trying to make that document where it's going to one fits all.
Okay.
We can amend those however they fit our application.
Well,
Judge, this is Shane Comer. He's with the Healthcare Coalition, and he's here to answer questions and those things if there's anything in particular that you want to ask,
okay.
other than legal review.
Okay. Ken, thank you very much. Glad to have you here.
Is this the North Texas Hospital District? Is that what this is?
Well, it was.
It was.
Once you get
It was. In July, the grant expired and was taken over by another contractor, which is North Central Texas NITRAC, a big acronym. Now they're the contract holder of what is the HPP grant, Hospital Preparedness Program. And we are the North Texas Healthcare Coalition. We're the regional coalition for the surrounding 10 counties.
See, that one, I'm kind of reluctant to sign something I know I'm not doing. I mean, we can't possibly say that we can do that. We're not, it needs to have NA, it needs to be stricken from there. Number 6.
We can go over that
Section
document.
D.
We can go over that document and find out what fits us.
Okay.
It's a kind of it's a time crunch thing. We wanted to try to get there on the agenda, get tentative approval after legal review, so we can get together and do that after. We can go over some of those things that we can't legally do.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that, but I'm saying there's some hurdles to go from tentative approval to approval.
Yeah.
And Meredith hadn't even looked at it, and I'm going to count on her eye being a little finer than mine on it. But I had problems with item 8 on it also. And then that's in that same section. And 9 and 10, I had questions on. 9 says comply with other program guidelines as may be introduced by NCTTRAC. I don't sign a contract, I would be comfortable on future programs we have to comply with without any idea of what the requirements for those programs would be.
I agree.
Okay? And subcontractors, the 10 is subcontractors, this agreement shall comply with all DSHS rules applicable and other applicable state and federal statutes, regulations, and rules such as regulations and rules currently exist as they may be lawfully attended. The DSHS rules are the Texas Administrative Code. Have you read those?
No,
No.
no, I read through that document there.
Yeah, well,
But I know it needs legal review, so, I mean, if you can send your notes to me or whatever, we'll modify the agreement, and, Meredith, we'll look at it and make sure it's
Okay.
up to speed, and then
So how does this agreement benefit us?
well, it's really part of the whole preparedness plan, for the whole, all of our region. Just like we do TIFMAS, fire engines and FEMA and all the other stuff that we're party to, this is the same type of deal, it's just on the medical side, it's through the Department of State Health Services instead of Texas Division of Emergency Management, just the other leg of that state branch.
So all of this stuff that's required in here, we've been participating in this for some time, correct?
No.
Well, we've signed an agreement every year.
but the agreement on the previous agreements were not this
Yeah, right.
inclusive. And
My question is, all this, we have a substantial amount of equipment that
Yes.
I've seen.
Yes.
Does the equipment that we have, does it meet that requirement? The minimum preparedness standard?
I guess
You need to tell us.
I don't know, to be honest with you. We have a lot of medical equipment here that came through the HPP program that was declared excess in the Metroplex. You've seen the big tents and stuff we have. That's what this agreement is for, for us to share that equipment with everybody. So between Wichita County, Wichita Falls, and the Healthcare Coalition, we share all that equipment mutually for any needed response. That's what the effort of this agreement is.
99% of the time, it's more beneficial to us, but there's some things in here that I don't think they are legally structured correct for Texas. And this is a Texas organization, but item G1 says costs incurred by NCTTRAC, including any and all legal costs in the recovery of funds and/or equipment specified in terms and termination or clause above, will be paid by the subcontractor. We don't sign contracts with that clause. That's way too open-ended, and I believe it's contrary to state law from some of the things Meredith has. Did I say that right, ma'am? Yeah. So there's some things, there's a fair amount of cleanup in here. In the prior agreements, which were less restrictive and less all-inclusive of the protecting them and not us, it was a good neighbor deal. We got equipment, we got training. They've been there when we've needed things. And I don't expect that to change, but I also wouldn't encourage the court to approve a document that I think has some problems, significant problems in it.
Judge, this thing is just full of open-ended
Yes.
statements like comply with other HPP guidelines as may be required by DSHS. Well, how do you do that?
Well,
I mean, it's just,
we don't have that crystal ball that they,
I hate to see this court say we're going to comply with something when we don't even know what it is.
yeah, that's,
We don't know if we're able to or not. And there's numerous statements like
Yeah.
that through this thing.
I would appreciate, and this is going to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, is the court go ahead and give this to approval upon legal review and revision, because we've got another part of this that with that much go-ahead, and I think we can probably work the other out. This is not a problem.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. I mean, we're on the same side of the fence here, so we really need to get that refined and worked out, and put some parameters in there that we can actually meet some goals that
Yeah.
are attainable, and not just open
So
it.
you want an approval subject
To legal review.
legal review?
Yeah.
I'd so move.
And that's where the item was stated originally, but I just wanted you all aware of these concerns. Commissioner Beecham, you second that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Motion by Commissioner Marler, second by Commissioner Beecham to approve the item as stated pending legal review and acceptance. Any other comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ken, thanks for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Okay, item 1 is review and approve the regular bills for payment.
Judge, we reviewed the bills on Friday. I make a motion that we approve regular bills.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Muller, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the regular bills. Any questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Discuss and review jail maintenance projects and work orders. Lieutenant?
I'm stop bothering you.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. So I sent out the report on Friday. You guys have any questions on the report?
Appreciate the copies of the other things you attached to that. Gave a little more detail. Are they currently working on installing that motor right now?
Right now, they showed up at about 8:30 this morning. So during the fire alarm, we went out there and he had it. He's testing a bunch of stuff, but he's going to get it put in today.
Okay. I was afraid maybe they set the fire alarm.
That's kind of what we thought, so we walked over there just to see.
That could have been concerns. Any other questions, Lieutenant Speed?
How's the remediation project going, spray?
I called out there this morning. It's underway. Besides that, I don't know a whole lot about mold and remediation.
How long is it? You have any idea?
April 30th is their scheduled completion. I'm sorry, March 30th.
That just,
Sorry, I wrote down March, I'm thinking April. My apologies.
that's all right. You got our attention, you know we're listening.
2019.
Sheriff Ledger on top of it. Now, Sheriff did give me a heads up on this last week that we're going to have, probably, I think 28 was the number you gave me, that's what we have.
Yeah, I think we're 28.
It's 28.
Yeah. And that's in Waco at LaSalle,
McLennan, yeah, McLennan County.
Clay County,
McLennan.
McLennan County, yeah. Okay. Thanks, sir. Item 3 is discuss and consider take action to approve the purchase order number SO 2702 for portion pack in the amount of $4,669.50 for cleaning supplies to be paid by transfer from 100.561.3302 jail cleaning and janitorial supplies to the line determined by the county auditor. Yes, sir, Lieutenant.
Good morning. How's everybody this morning?
Fine, yourself?
Pretty good, sir. I realize this is a new thing that's before the court, so I wanted to show you all what we were purchasing here. Portion pack, which y'all know the jail, we have constant management issues with inmates and abuse of products and things like that. These are pre-measured packets that are poured. This one here is a pH neutral chemical that's mixed in 2 gallons of water for mop buckets. And in each one of these, one is a disinfectant, one is a microbial germicide mixture. As y'all are aware, we have literally hundreds of thousands of square feet worth of surfaces that we clean, everything from the walls to the floors to the bunks and tables. 11,000 people a year go through the jail, and keeping it clean and safe is a priority. Very good products, easy to maintain, not not overly dangerous for the staff. You know, at one point in time, we were using bleach, but that's a constant concern. This stuff, a lot safer to use. We've been using this for 3 months, I believe. The first time we purchased it out of the inmate account to do a test on it to see how it worked in the jail. We've done that for the past 3 months, and it's a really, really good product. On the purchase order, I specified that this would be probably for 1 quarter. I'm actually kind of estimating it's going to last a little bit beyond that. It's an expensive product, but we're definitely getting what we would be paying for there. I would request that the court consider and approve the item.
Now, is this a budgeted item? I mean, do you have money in your line to cover this, or is this going to be additional funds?
This should be coming out of the cleaning supplies, sir, and I don't have that information off the top of my head.
That's what, yeah, it should be.
It should be coming out of the cleaning supply line item.
Oh, it is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Willie, how much money's in that line for us? Would you look right quick? In your book?
Well, he doesn't have.
Oh, you don't have that
No.
book? Okay. My question is, that's a $4,600 times 3. I just want to know if you have enough money for that.
Well, you said it's more expensive than what you had been using, so there
Yes,
needs to be some planning that if that's going to go here and your budget was here, where do we move? What are we doing to?
I believe we do have the money in the line, but I cannot tell you that 100%. My understanding, the captain told me we had the money in cleaning supplies, but don't quote me on that because I don't want to
Is this a buy
mislead
board
you.
type item, or is it on another contract, like buy board, or
No, sir. This comes from Portion Pack. It's a private company.
is there similar services from other companies that we could go out?
Sir, I
and
have
bid
not
for?
checked. This is something that the captain, the jail administrator, she personally selected this product, and when she asked me to take over the jail supplies a couple of weeks ago, this is a product that she's exceptionally comfortable with. You know, with all the concerns we have in the jail, and waste is a huge problem in the jail. We've got to make sure that people aren't, you know, if it calls for 1 ounce of liquid, we don't want them putting 6 in it.
Yeah. But what that is pre-measured, you just dump that into your,
Yeah, if we need 14 mop buckets, we'll get 14 of these packets. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure glad you explained what that was, because for a second in my mind, I thought you were talking about portion packets and we were going to be feeding people out of those. We better not get any his size in there, they're going to be real hungry. They're going to slim down fast.
Confinement version of an MRE.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, the MREs had a lot of calories in them. Okay. Can we ask for action on this, please?
Motion approved.
Thank you. Okay, motion by Commissioner Muller, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the item as requested. Lieutenant, shoot us an email back, tell us what's happening, what's in that line, and was this in there, but what else comes out of that line? Because that's not the only thing you buy, we need to know.
It's like clean, janitorial supplies as well, which is like mops, sponges, all the things we gotta use. I'm trying to find out exactly how much we have in there.
Well, yeah, but how much you have, but you gotta know how much, what kind of spending, Sheriff.
Right.
You might have plenty to cover this if you didn't buy anything else, but that's, you know, that's not gonna be the case.
So you're more likely you're going to continue purchasing the same stuff you've already purchased, and you're going to add this to it. Well, that's pretty much the way it usually happens.
It's gonna replace some of the cleaning items.
No, well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty specific when it comes to supplies when I order them. If we're ordering one supply to do a test, we're not going to duplicate and get another product.
Okay. Okay, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Item 4 is discuss and consider take action to repair or replace the automatic transfer switch located in the downtown jail facility. Commissioner Beecham, I think you were, I hadn't heard on that, is that right?
More or less, yes, sir. Right now, we're waiting on the outcome of installing the new motor back in. It was, you remember the exact cost on that, Steve? It was just under $2,000 to have the motor rewound.
Which part, okay, you're talking about the motor repair?
Yes.
The motor repair was, I think, the emails that were sent through were right around $2,000.
Yeah, just under 2,000 plus the
Okay.
installation and.
Yeah, the last couple of conversations as far as how much it cost, I was not a part of, so I do not know for sure how much that cost.
But what was the removal and installation cost?
Removal and installation was $130 an hour, so 2 hours to remove and 3 hours to install. So I think it came up to $700. In that area. I had to pull it back up, but I sent that to everybody last week. So, I mean, you guys should have that somewhere.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we take action to approve up to $3,500 for repair of the transfer switch in the downtown jail.
Second.
Hang on a minute. I got the number 14,000.
Yeah, that's what I was asking a second ago. What are we talking about? Because I received multiple quotes last week from multiple companies for different repairs or repair types. The one I believe Commissioner Beecham's talking about is simply removing the motor for the ATS and then reinstalling the repaired motor for the ATS, which is happening right now due to its low cost.
Yeah, there was no reason to believe that the motor would not repair the problem that we were having, so rather than.
The rest of the mechanism was in good shape. It was all fine. It just needed a motor rewind.
Okay. Who seconded that?
I seconded that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Beecham, second by Commissioner Muller to approve the item as stated, up to $3,500. Is that what I heard?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 5, discuss, consider, or take action to authorize the district attorney to purchase 2018 Chevrolet Silverado from Herb Easley for a price not to exceed $19,000, including trade-in of the 2014 Silverado from the district attorney asset forfeiture fund. Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Shelton, you're up.
For the next 9 months, anytime I expend any of the money from the asset forfeiture fund of the district attorney's office, I have to get commissioner court approval. And so I put this on the agenda way back when I took office in 2011. I spoke to the commissioner's court and basically promised you if you raise salaries of the employees of the district attorney's office, I would use that asset forfeiture money to reinvest into law enforcement and to alleviate some of the burdens of the taxpayer with the asset forfeiture fund. And so by doing that, I purchased vehicles every single year with the asset forfeiture fund. Last year I purchased 2 Tahoes. And so this year, a 2014 pickup was purchased with asset forfeiture money. And then now I'm asking that I trade that back in because it's got 96,000 miles on it, and then the difference would be up to $19,000 to buy a new vehicle. And part of the reason I'm doing that is 428, which is the Drug Enforcement Division, is a bare bones budget as far as the district attorney's office is concerned or any other department. So with the asset forfeiture money that is obtained through the Drug Enforcement Division, I reinvest into their tools or electronics and equipment. So I'm just asking the Commissioner's Court to approve it. I believe you all got a copy of the estimate. If not, I can hand each one of you that.
I didn't, how much, because what I had asked the commissioners and the sheriff to think about was 96,000 miles on a county vehicle, depending on the shape, what the expense history has been on that, whether it's better for us to keep it, which is often what you have done when you had vehicles. You purchase a new vehicle and your budget allowed the full price for a vehicle. And I appreciate what you're doing to save money, but I'm wondering if we should consider, trying to keep that vehicle in the fleet or not.
Judge, it was purchased with asset forfeiture funds, so the only way you can use that vehicle is law enforcement purposes only. And so I contacted the sheriff and we've discussed it. He doesn't have the need for a 2014 vehicle.
A half-ton pickup?
I don't think so. It's just a six-cylinder, what is it? Okay, it's a half-ton, sorry.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, you were going wrong. That's all right. We didn't expect you to know that one.
Sheriff, I thought we had made a plan.
We did, but in order to keep from violating any kind of law that utilizing it like
So
the
the plan
jail.
wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it has to be for law enforcement use. And
And yours was just in the jail.
jail law, I was gonna try to use it for, but I discussed it with the DA and we both agree that we probably shouldn't do that because it's the liability with it.
That would be my motion, Judge.
Well, hang on just a second. Do we want to look at, she trades it in, and we tell her Beasley, we want that vehicle for that amount of money plus their handling fee? Is it that good a vehicle or not?
I wouldn't think so, Judge. Having to pick up with 100,000 miles on it, that ain't, I mean, we sold quite a few of those out at our sale. I don't think it's anything special.
What are they offering for it, Maureen?
12.5, I think.
Yeah, it's nothing, not a big deal. They're nice dogs.
But it's 2014, those we were sold, I thought were all those.
And they've been really good about the upkeep and servicing our vehicles and all of that I've purchased through them.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry, who made it?
That was my motion.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Watts to approve the item as stated. Any other comments, anyone in the audience? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried 5-0. Thank you. Ms. Shelton,
Yes, sir.
as a courtesy to you, if you put the items on there and they're in your budget, I think if one of us has a question, I hate to take your time. I appreciate you sitting here. We're always glad to have you in our meetings, but, that's, if that works for you, it works, I think it works for the court. It certainly works for me as the one that puts the items on the agenda. And they're, I know you're very conscious and you will do everything within the law and probably more. So I'd just like to offer that to you.
I appreciate that. We have 9 months to continue to operate in the DA's office, and I'm not going to just spend this money recklessly or anything like that. I have a plan and have since 2011. I'll continue that plan. I made a commitment to you all, so I'm following through with that commitment.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, item 6, discuss, consider, take action to approve city glass quote number 811 in the amount of $2,460 for glass doors at the Veterans Service Office to be paid from Department 516 Supplies and Operation budget as available. I'd ask Commissioner Waller to help us do something about traffic control over the Veterans Office, and he and Mr. Yo came up with this solution to do.
So the pony wall is already taken down, and the process is already underway, so I'm moving.
Well, and when they asked me about it, I said we need to move, we've had some problems.
It's a security issue.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
And it's gonna help, I think.
Yes.
Yes. Very much so.
Motion by Commissioner Marler, second by Commissioner Beecham to approve the item as stated. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried 5-0. Item 7 is discuss, consider, take action to accept J.D. Powell Builders proposal dated March 15th, 2018 in the amount of $71,600 for construction of Precinct 2 equipment supply storage shed with payment from Precinct 2 budget line item 222.220.5001, capital expenditures by transfer from available supply and operation lines to make up any shortages. Mr. Wall, I did ask Commissioner Harvey, and he wasn't sure either. This is over $50,000. Does that require a bid bond? Mary's shaking her head.
Any purchase with a single vendor requires a bid if it's over 50,000.
We bid it.
We did bid it.
We did bid it,
This is a,
but is there a performance bond or something for the job since it's over 50?
No, there's no requirement for a performance bond.
Okay.
Discretion of court.
All right. And then
The original quote was $68,400. And we had to have an engineered drawing. So Court Probst and Boyd made us stamp drawing, and they had wind loaded for wind load, what they called it. And it required several more uprights in the building. And so once we had the engineer drawing, went back to the contractor and said, okay, it's changed a little bit. He went over detail, got his material price and raised it $3,200 for labor and for 16 more uprights.
And what actually is happening here? What's the overview of this?
So,
Yeah, what's going to actually be happening with this work?
they're going to be building a shed.
A carport?
Like what you have on that one side down there, it's like that, except it comes down in the back, it stays off the ground. It's deep enough to get the dozers and stuff underneath on the trailer. So my motion is, I guess it's stated.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, motion by Commissioner Harvey, second by Commissioner Beecham to approve the item as stated. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Item 8 is discuss and consider take action to approve a budget amendment for the missing expense line at 221.4432 in Precinct 1 budget in the amount of $1,500. Commissioner Beecham.
Yes, sir. In the budget preparation documents, that line item was completely left out, so I was unaware of the need to budget for it. It was not shown in any of my budget documents.
What does that item do?
That is for our Atmos gas.
Oh.
I go from 4402 to 4434 in my budget documents, so I didn't even have the line.
Okay.
So it's just inadvertent.
Chris.
Yes, Chris.
So right now, we're at nearly $800 spent for the year, so $1,500 would ensure that we would have enough in that line item.
Where's that going to come out of? In your contingency money in 5,000 or where? It's got to have a source to it.
Yeah, contingency.
I think you take it out of 409.
No.
No, that's good money.
Out of general fund contingencies.
You already get money out of the general fund to help your all's budgets. I don't believe, I personally think that ought to come from within, somewhere in your budget. Now, y'all make a motion different than that, but I'm just telling you what I think.
Well, I was under the impression, I may misunderstand, but I was under the impression that it wasn't a follow-through on the original budget layout.
Yeah, it was never there. The line item was completely missing from all the budget preparation documents, so
Okay.
that's why it's missing. It would have been budgeted for had I had the line item to budget.
Correct. But you get X amount of money, each precinct gets this amount of money. And how you put it in your budget lines is up to you, but that is a set amount from the general fund. It comes out of we write up the roughly $800,000 that comes in off of vehicle sales. Any additional comment, Willie, or something I'm not saying there?
You can take it from the capital expenditure budget, because you had budgeted the skid loader, which precinct 5 paid for, so you got money there, so the capital expenditure line would be able to fund it without any problem. I think so.
Good, Mark.
Yeah, I get that's fine. It's I guess from transfer capital.
You've got a contingency item in your budget, I believe, of 10,000 in there, isn't it?
80,000.
No, that's capital. All right, take it out of contingencies, that's fine. Yeah,
Well, it is or it isn't, but you retain that money, but you already got your money from the general fund, so. I gotta watch this someplace, gang. Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, is there a second by Commissioner Harvey?
Yes, there's a second by Commissioner Harvey.
okay.
Well, you talked about it so much, and you're cheering him on, I thought you were going to. Okay. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 9, discuss, consider, take action, award bid for the cooling tower replacement at the Lindeman Annex to the low bidder, Ferguson Various Incorporated, at a base bid price of $114,548, and if accepted, authorize the county judge to sign notice to proceed with payment from 2016 limited tax note.
We opened those bids, a couple weeks ago, and we went through this as the low bid. This will replace the water tower. The only question at hand was that there were a couple of options in the bid, and we decided to go with the base bid of $114,548. We think that'll serve the county very well. We'd like to move forward with it. The asbestos abatement's already done, and they should be able to proceed, get this thing out we need it, because this will supply the air conditioning in that building, and air conditioning season is coming. So we'd like to move forward. I'd make a motion, we approve this bid and move forward.
That's a lot bigger number than what we were thinking.
It's that price, what I.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It kind of sounds like the
And there were some
silver.
of them in there were about 4 times.
That's just like I got some bids in for my carport for $199,000.
I want to see that.
You want to see what?
I want to see that $199,000 car.
Yeah, me too. But it seems like to me that the private sector can have the exact same thing done at a fraction of the cost that government entities pay to have work done. To me, that's crazy because we're spending tax dollars, spending their money.
They're trying to get their share back.
Well,
They don't realize that just causes everybody to go up. Commissioner, there was a comment made that some of the bidders thought there was an alternative device, tower device or something that they thought could be less. Did that ever get explored? I saw that.
I thought they turned in some alternatives. I thought there were some proposed alternatives on a few bids.
There was some, Harper Perkins sent an email, and that's what I had responded back to and asked them to check into that.
I thought that somebody, maybe 2 of them had alternatives, but I didn't know that they were any huge savings.
Well, I mean, there's an alternative to change out the system to go to a chiller system rather than the water evaporation system. But that doesn't seem to be an option because you got to replace all the equipment in the building.
Yeah.
The system.
No.
This is to keep the system. Well, that's the only one I was aware of. Yeah, you could go to a chiller.
Well, no, there was talk about a cooling tower, different costs than.
I'm aware of it. But I sure don't mind going and double checking.
Yeah, check with Harper Perkins, but I asked them to look, they throw that out, and then I came back, and I think I did I'm not sure who the reply all went to, but was to look at that and say, okay, are we missing something here?
See, I was surprised that even that these guys all told me that this is one of the more efficient systems that you can have, and that seems very foreign to me. I just can't imagine.
I know.
the water bill goes up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's apparently very efficient from an energy standpoint, which seems.
Well, I think we're going to have the plumbing changed, we're going to have a potty direct reuse system for that.
Reclamation.
Hard to get the flush out.
That's what costs so much.
No, really, and part of that is, in fact, this is going to be crane and spray involved, and that thing's going to go on the top of that building. And plus, this does not account, we've already spent a pretty good bit of money on the abatement of the asbestos. So this is, a lot more pricey project than I had thought it would be, about twice what I
Well,
was
from
thinking.
what our consultant said, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a second to that motion?
Second. Hey,
You said you were sweating in here. When did you get the bill for when you redid this system? Okay. Any questions on the item? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you, gentlemen. We're down to public comments. Anyone in the audience? Sheriff?
Just want to say kudos to the courthouse security staff that quickly was able to help people out of the courthouse this morning as usual and do the fire alarms and sweep the building and make sure everything's like it's supposed to be, not burning.
No, I thought the presence was great. I had a question, though. There was a lady on a three-leg cane who did a good job. She had some help. Is there a chance do the elevators, when the alarm goes off, does that automatically stop the elevators?
No, not
I didn't know whether we ought to, try to catch that, because what happens, she was filling, with two people helping her, the whole place was slowed down. She did move quickly. I'm going to say it was not, but you could have had wheelchair bound. Do we do anything in our procedure to go look for anyone in a wheelchair, or we think, okay, somebody came in a wheelchair earlier, went up?
They do. If they do see somebody, they know that, excuse me, don't need additional help probably to get out. Not going to leave anybody behind by any means.
No, sir. But I didn't know what kind of plan, but I would agree. The movement of the officers through, and they told people that were asking what's going on, no.
Another blessing is a lot of our sheriff's office people, volunteer firemen, or have been volunteer firemen. We got some resources here that will probably make a short business out of a fire.
Well,
They did a really good job of letting people back into the building and ensuring that no one else besides staff was coming through the unsecured doors, so.
I'm just glad it wasn't pouring down rain, because can't get that many people out awning up.
No.
I've seen it done before.
Although on one hand, I wish it was poured down rain. We still need.
Probably gonna start happening this afternoon, it looks like.
The good thing is the fire danger is going to be a little lower this week. I did see one of the Enforced Service Strike Force that's stationed here. They were coming back this morning from the Panhandle fires. They got those wrapped up. They had several of them for the last week out there. Once again, our county fire departments and local fire departments, the cities, everybody works together and cooperative together. It is the best that I have ever seen it.
Best it's ever been, Sheriff. Just for a fact.
We had a fire a couple of weeks ago in 82 down from Wichita West, and they were dispatched. And I got on the scene. Actually, one of the deputies was going to another fire at KMA. She called that one in, so I went to the second one. And I could see he was going to get into a big, heavy wooded area to get back to some houses back to the south side of 82. And I knew some of the people were responding from Wichita West to get the engines. And I went ahead and called Mutual Aid Wichita Falls. We had a team out there a matter of minutes, so they ended up, got the fire shut down, went ahead and backburned everything in the backside to keep it all, make sure we wouldn't have any more problems. And great cooperation between the Wichita Falls Fire Department, Chief Reese, and Burnett under Chief Rawls, and of course Isle Park. Everybody's working great together.
And great in the days whenever the city of Wichita Falls would drive the city limits and stop.
Oh, I realize I've been on fires where the house was just outside the city limits and sitting there looking at you. They couldn't do anything. And now they respond as far as they need to go. So it's obviously a lot better way to work together.
I think Chief Reese and Chief Borrego actually together should get a lot of credit for that, because both of them are very, community oriented, not just in Wichita Falls, but they serve all over the county. And I think they opened that door, and I think it's been a blessing.
Well, I think they've opened it wider. They actually started 2 fire chiefs go getting better, and it's just getting better.
Lindsay wouldn't let them go outside.
Well, he was more than 2.
No, we've seen both.
Yeah. Yeah. He was on-
And it was that was a time back when things were just a little different. I remember even under Chief Landry, volunteers were able to come in with a heavy 5 tons and 6 tons to fight some brush fires. And just just to make sure that you got stopped, but they didn't have to too often. The cooperation everybody has now is impeccable.
Great.
And that's one of the good things. Other people asking, how come we don't have all these big fires like we used to? It's because we've got a fire department and fire services that very rapidly respond and be able to help work with each other and let the fires out, so it's a good thing.
We had a Wheatfield fire, this was year before last, and Chief Reese was there himself.
Yeah, remember, I saw you out there.
Yeah, he was out there checking it out, so yeah, it's the best it's ever been, Sheriff, really is. Benefits the entire community.
And John come from, we were Wichita West Fire for years together. We've seen the good and the bad and made it look a lot better.
But I agree with you, it works better in this county than in many, many others.
Yes, it does.
Our relation with Texon is apparently unique. No. Everyone's this way everywhere, but it's not.
No. There's 2 of them. You need to decide.
Commissioners?
Yeah, the Healthy County Initiative 10K a Day program just ended up this weekend, and I don't know if anybody realizes, but Wichita County had the 3rd most participants in that program.
Wow.
Of any county. Thank Amanda Cameron and Sherry Jones for making that happen. That wouldn't happen without them. So the fact that we were just behind Harris County speaks very, very well of the work that y'all do. So thank you.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's hard to compare that with the ranking we got last Thursday as a county, not Wichita County government, but Wichita County.
That are
We need more funeral homes and cemeteries, it sounds like.
Yeah, our overall health is declining within the, not county family, but county in general.
Our overall health.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obesity.
countywide.
Colon cancer. We, in most of our general ranking of the 246 counties that participated in it, we were number 173 in the wrong direction.
But things like this Healthy County Initiative help to keep our insurance costs low, and keep us a healthier bunch in general. And I do appreciate the effort that both of these ladies put in this program to make sure that we get people signed up and are participating in it.
Okay, Commissioner Harvey.
On Thursday of this week, the Merconnect Legacy Foundation will be having their annual banquet here in Merck. Merconnect Legacy Foundation is an extension of the Wichita Falls Area Community Foundation. And they support about 19 counties out of that. A lot of fire departments, even up in Oklahoma. Some of those counties are also supported by that. Merconnect Legacy Foundation has, I think, right at $3 million in their, under their purview, or however you say that. And I sat on that board for about 3 years now. And it's a blessing to be able to have somebody like Wichita Falls Area Community Foundation that will oversee it. Well, yeah, and 98% of the money is spent on what you intended to. 2% goes to the auditing. So 2% of that goes to the auditing firm out of the Metroplex that makes sure that there's about $60 million in that fund. And it sure has benefited a lot of people in Wichita County, well, a lot further out than Wichita County, Archer, Clay, Wolfhard River. But there's 19 counties that they've I guess what you call it, supplemented some funding for. Anyway, that banquet's Thursday night there in Burke. It's the only thing I have on my calendar for this week. The meetings.
Commissioner Waller.
Good work by several different precincts and different people in getting our drainage situation over in the floodway up in better shape. The engineer from NRCS came in and designed it for us, and they've got it pretty well in place. There's still a few things to be done, but it's going to alleviate hopefully some of that flooding down along 367 and should make that a whole lot better scenario. We had cooperation text on, just wanted people, Mr. Watts, there was a bunch of people working on that to make it happen. It's going well. So we're all getting geared up, getting ready for a busy summer road season. There's going to be a lot of chip sealing going on. There's going to be a lot of activity, and once again, we just ask you to bear with us when you see traffic slow down because we've got work crews out there. Just give them a little enough attention where you won't run over them. That's our main. We'll keep everybody safe. We have a lot of work to do this summer, and getting geared up right now to do it. Thank you.
We start this week on JB Rally Road.
Well, is there a possibility to get a calendar of, I keep asking my guys, I know that we spent some time trying to coordinate chip sealing, but my guys are at a loss at when we could move on or when we're going to try to coordinate some of that.
We need to sit down and work it out, because a lot of times we schedule vacations around it and all that, and it's good to get just a rough idea. Of course, weather plays into it, and availability of materials, you might not be able to get oil 1 week or whatever, but we generally put together a rough schedule. We probably ought to sit down and work on that.
And get it, that way my guys kind of know how to plan as well, and because they're just taking lead from Jerry and Donald on that, so that'd be great.
We could put a session in next Monday afternoon if you all wanted to, a work session that would
Probably be a good
have
idea.
your
That
phone
might be good.
for scheduling. Thank you.
We are going to have to do something similar to what Commissioner Harvey is doing with we had begun to look at some modifications to the largest shed we had out there, equipment shed. Now the other 2 sheds, the roof are coming down. We've had to move equipment out from underneath them. Those braces turned loose during this last ice storm, and we've just got them welded, secured up so they won't completely blow off or fall off. But Connie Burney appears to have given the best price. I just got some clarification due on the bids that I took.
Should you turn that in as a claim to tackle that ice storm damage?
You tell me, Judge.
I think you should. If it's going to exceed 50,000.
I'm not clear about that right now. My damage won't probably exceed 50,000. What I end up, what we do to mitigate some or to make those things better may bump close, but I wouldn't expect to get there.
I believe that's our deductible limit, will it? $50,000.
Okay, I'll keep that checked on.
Oh, and I had a judge, I forgot to report on, we had an engineer up from FEMA this week, looked at the Burnett Ranch Road situation.
Yeah, how was that?
And he informed me that there's water over the road, so.
Where did he get his engineering degree?
I'm not sure.
Would he suggest a ferry, maybe to just run a ferry?
This was like early in the week, he said he's from Austin, he was glad to get out of town, he said there's a bomber down there, so anyway, he was glad to be here. No, we did have a pretty good discussion about it, and we think we've got a plan put together, Sheriff. We may actually get that thing back open. Right now it hinges on getting some materials out of that lake bottom from City of Iowa Park, and I'm working with them right now to try to work something out. We've done that in the past. We can do that on a short haul notice. We think maybe we can get that thing up out of the water. It would certainly help our emergency vehicles and some other things.
We would dredge it to some extent?
No, there's some stuff on the dry bank that we can get. There's an old pit there that had some stuff out of it. We're trying to work that out and see if we can get that, because it'd be 100-foot haul, which would be tremendous materials we're going to need, and that's what we're working on. But maybe a ray of hope to get that straightened out and get it where we can function. I know there's some people up north of there that really like it. Once again, it's just much safer if you're needing 911 assistance to have that open. So we're working on it. It's been closed since 2015, which is a long time.
You might talk to the president, see if he can get a prototype wall put up there.
We think we finally got a plan. We went up there and did some measuring, and that water level is probably as low as it's been now, so maybe we can make something happen while it's a little low. And we'll probably go down somewhere in the summertime, so that's on the list.
Good, good. All right.
How do you stabilize that dirt that you pour into the water?
Very careful.
How do you stabilize it, what you pour into the water?
Yeah.
Jake's just gonna start dumping dirt, gonna build a,
Wouldn't you rip wrap it somehow, or put rip wrap this to it?
You're gonna put some pretty coarse stuff in there to start with. We don't really know, Mr. Hank, we've got a plan, we're gonna try it, and we'll probably have to adjust it together, but we're gonna give it a whirl.
you wanna dump it, it's just gonna turn the mud.
What is the purpose?
We're not done, we're gonna push it out.
Yeah.
And which will give us some compaction as we go, and we're gonna build out from what, that's our plan right now.
What is the purpose, or why are those dams ripped with such big boulder compared to what we would think about rip wrapping area with? What is that?
Just stop the erosion, because you've got, on a windy day.
But would,
water.
I mean, what I'm saying is, would this rock not stop it as opposed to, you know, we've got rock on our dams that are this big?
It's just, that's what was made. So I don't know that it's any more effective, but it's, you know, that's a good place to do some of that.
And it looks cool.
Somebody doing that for somebody can throw it.
Okay. Wednesday, 9 a.m. is the payroll meeting of the court. Who's going to be here? I will be.
I will not be here.
I'll be here, but leave it shortly after.
As long as you say yes to that one item and leave, it's fine. Don't try to leave without.
No,
No, I will be back from my meeting till Wednesday evening.
Okay, so we will have 9 a.m., have quorum for that. 10 a.m. Thursday is our Friday meeting.
Oh, that's right, it's,
Yeah.
holiday.
Friday's
It's
holiday.
moved to 2 o'clock, Judge, or 1:30.
1:30.
Because of LEC.
Okay. All right, so don't leave town early. So everybody will be here 1:30 Thursday.
And then the courthouse is closed on Friday, correct?
I'll be in Austin.
You'll be, that's right, you had that meeting also. Okay. There'll be 4 of us here. That's good enough.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. So there'll be, but there are 3 of us.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Luann, you showed up when we finished.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Well, it worked.
Okay. Anyone else in the audience, any comment? Okay, we'll recess to reconvene at 1:30. It's 11:16 now, and we will hear a briefing from Ameresco on our HVAC systems.